Have I really been talking this whole time without my mic in? Good grief. I am so sorry, folks. I don't think I had any audio for the opening part of the stream. At least I think I... Well, no, actually, I probably did. It was just, like, really bad It was just really bad, like, camera audio. So, yeah, I apologize for that, folks. Hey, good grief. I had it off earlier because I was, like, eating at my desk or whatever. But, yeah, sorry about that very weird introductory segment. Actually, hang on one second. I honestly can't believe that I didn't have my mic in that entire first section. God, I'm stupid. Well, at least we didn't miss much. Anyways, yeah. What I was saying is that I was coming here to Yulmore to, get the level 80, weapon, because the, they no longer have exchanges for the, it's no longer an exchange for... What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. It's no longer for, like, the other, previous tomestones that they had. Like, yeah, it's no longer for the Allegory and Revelation tomestones, because those got discontinued at the end of the expansion. It seems like they do that every single time. Like, they always discontinue the previous expansion's tomestones. Well, I mean, then again, they also discontinued the tomestones from the beginning of the expansion, so... Yeah, that's the Crystarium gear. Which one of these guys sells the weapons again? Oh wait, that's right. Now I remember. Yeah, you actually need to exchange like the Eden stuff or whatever for the weapons. I forgot about that. At least I think you do. Yeah, that's right. You actually need to go to this guy and get the yeah, that's right. Deep Shadow gear exchange. Here we go. Or is it Deep Shadow? No, wait, it's not Deep Shadow, it's Crypt Lurker gear, that's it. Here we go. Okay, so they do actually have the Augmented Crypt Lurker's War Scythe. Okay, that actually looks really sick. I'm grabbing that. Yeah, the War Scythe actually does look really nice. Let's see. I could probably get the rest of the Crypt Lurker stuff. Actually, yeah, screw it. I just want to have the full Crypt Lurker set because I like how it looks. Oh, wait. Off we go. Time to reap. Time to reap some souls. Ba-da-bup. Ah, great. Oh, and we have 2 sprouts. Now, don't misunderstand. It's not the dungeon itself that's bad. It's what comes afterwards. If you know, you know, chat. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, Reaper is busted at early levels because Shadow of Death increasing the damage you deal by 10% is broken. Like, it is absolutely overpowered. And I love it. Of course, single target DPS is your best option, but I always like getting the Whirl of Death off first, so that way I can get the Death's Design on everything, so that way even if my teammates kill them, I still get the soul gauge boost. But yeah, for those of you who are who don't know what I'm talking about, long story short, using attacks like Slice, Waxing Slice, Infernal Slice, Soul Slice, etc., along with the spinning, along with the scythe moves, will get you, will fill up the soul gauge, which allows you to use the abilities Bloodstock, Grim Swathe, and Gluttony, which are essentially summoning your Void Scent companion. But if you use Whirl of Death or Shadow of Death on an enemy, which gives them Death's Design, not only does it increase the damage you deal to that enemy by 10%, but if they die, you also get 10 points for your 10 points for the soul gauge, even if it's not you that killed them. So it's extremely helpful to just set that down right away, because that means that you can get a lot more attacks off with your Void Scent. In addition, at later levels, the Void Scent attacks trigger stuff like being able to chain it into Gallows or Gibbet, which will deal increased damage if you switch from one to the other. And then there's moves like Gluttony, which will actually give you 2 uses of Gallows or Gibbet, which is really helpful. And yada yada, etc, etc. The class doesn't really have that many off-global cooldowns, meaning you just focus on timing your global cooldown attacks, which can make it actually pretty easy for newcomers to learn, because it's not nearly as complicated as something like Monk. Although then again, Monk has gotten considerably easier this expansion, considering Yoshi P took away their positionals. Where are my positionals, Yoshi P? Where have they gone? Also, do let me know if the audio sounds fine. Right, gotta remember, Death Design. I was literally just harping on about how great it is. Aha! My Crest of Time Bard saved me. Yeah! I'll see you later. Oh yeah, also your Hell's Ingress and Hell's Egress give you a free cast of Harp, which is essentially the standard melee class ranged attack. Only Harp's actually pretty good because it does a sizable chunk of damage. Yeah, there's the Ingress and Regress just making an instant cast. Bada boom. Fortunately, it was 1 second too late for the Death's Design. Apologies, was just messaging somebody in the in-game chat, which you can't see. Long story short, I have that censored because most people don't necessarily like to be have their interactions or whatever recorded without consent. So I always make it a point in these kinds of games, like whether it be L-Sword, 14, etc., to censor the chat just so that way folks can speak freely. That, and also I have then also I'm in an FC with, or a free company with my friends and everything, so I don't necessarily want to, Twitch is now doubling up on 15-second ads. God damn it. I really wish I could disable those, I can disable the mid-rolls at least, but Twitch doesn't let me disable the pre-rolls. Trust me, I would if I could. They don't even make me any money. Anyways, like, if they made me like $1 per ad, then I'd vaguely consider keeping them on, but they make me like 8 cents. It's bullshit. Like, plain and simple, I'd just flat out disable the ads if I could. I want the support to be optional, not mandatory. Right. Unfortunately, Twitch makes supporting be somewhat mandatory, and it's not even major support. It's like extremely minor. But then again, I guess that's the thing about being on the platform. Pretty much any platform will put ads on your content, whether you want it or not. But that's something that actually happens with YouTube a lot, is that like music companies and whatnot, if you use like copyrighted content, will run ads on your videos, even if you're not monetizing the video yourself, which is a bit bullshit, not gonna lie. However, a YouTuber I actually watch, James Stephanie Sterling, who is famous for being known as that YouTuber that got sued by that really crappy Steam game dev. Yeah, they came up with a method called the copyright deadlock. Essentially, if you're not planning on making money on the ads on the video or whatever, you could just play copyrighted media from a bunch of different sources. So that way, every single company tries to claim the video, and thus none of them get the option to run ads on it. It's actually a pretty ingenious strategy. I mean, props to them. It's a very ingenious, spite-based strategy. Yeah, as far as I'm aware of this expansion, most of the melee classes have lost their positionals, which makes me question why they didn't rework True North. I guess maybe it nullifies positional requirements for enemy abilities now? Like, that's the only way I could vaguely consider keeping True North around, because as far as I'm aware, having positionals isn't a universal melee class thing anymore, so it's just like, but why are you here? What is thine purpose? But at the very least, it means I can play Samurai even more brainlessly. I can amputate a further amount of my frontal lobe now.
I'll cut you to pieces.
Hello there, Sir Grignot. Wow.
I will not yield to you.
Oh yeah, this. Alright. Do your fancy transformation, whatever the heck. Nice He-Man reference. You missed. Hit him with that, just to make sure I can keep up my 10% damage buff. Alright, hyperdimensional slash is gonna create the black hole. Yep, that's another one. Yeah, you gotta be careful when dodging his attacks now, so that way you don't fly into the black hole. Especially for Faith on moving. Bop. Let's see. Again. There we go. And off they go. Are those gauntlets, priest earrings, inquisitor earrings, which look exactly the same, priest gloves. Alright. Alright, I guess the tank doesn't want to pull more. Now they do? Alright then. Sure. Exorcist bracelets, don't need those. Cool. I'm doing the big DPS numbers. And I do apologize again about the technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream. I'm glad that I caught that. Otherwise, this would have been a disaster. Alright, let's see. Where are we off to now? Yeah, unfortunately there's no way to stop the Vault Priest before he summons the Cathedral Gargoyles, which does suck. It would be cool if you could do like a level skip or whatever by having him you could do like a level skip by killing him before he was able to finish the summoning thing, so you wouldn't have to deal with the gargoyles. But I also kind of get why they wouldn't want to break the progression of the dungeon. Ba-da-ba. Ah, hello there, Sir Sharbert. We meet again.
Filthy rats!
Usually, I'm firmly in the camp that it's good to get 2 Shadows of Death off right at the beginning of the fights. That way, you can worry about DPS at the start, and not necessarily have to worry about keeping the keeping Shadow of Death up. That's at least my opinion on it, anyways.
Sickness must be purged.
Nice try, buddy. Hey, Rao, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night.
And now the final cup.
Gotta bust the balls. Sick boy, not the best. Can't stay too long, just wanted to say hi. Oh, no worries, Rao. I hope you feel better.
This shall be a mercy.
Feel better, and please don't worry about sticking around for stream and whatnot.
Disgusting.
Just hope you feel better soon.
Sickness must be purged.
Oh yeah, that's what we're playing right now, Rao. I'm playing as the Reaper. I'm the potato with the scythe.
Be done with you.
I got lit on fire. Ow.
Sickness must be purged.
You have to sue Square Enix. Nah, I gotta ask for licensing. They totally infringed on your name. That actually happened with a few companies once. Long story short, an old company named Sky TV sued Microsoft because they had trademark over the word Sky. I'm not kidding. And then they also sued, if I remember correctly, they also sued, yeah, that's right, they sued Microsoft SkyDrive to get them to rename it OneDrive, and they tried to sue No Man's Sky as well, which is also partially the reason that No Man's Sky kind of had a lot to deal with, and didn't really get as well developed when it first came out, because they were dealing with that lawsuit, along with another lawsuit from a dude that who thought they had used his math formula. And then after that, there was the pressure from Sony and everything, and blah, 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 blah. But they turned it around now, and No Man's Sky is actually a really good game. Maybe I should stream it at some point. But yeah, they actually, like, credit where credit is due to Hello Games. They put their heads down, didn't make any more false promises, and just worked on fixing the game. That is admirable. Like, that is extremely admirable. Anyway, it's time to do some fairy quests. Unfortunately, it is still only the same number of fairy quests per day, which is 3, despite the fact that the maximum daily allowance is 12. But whatever. Point is, the fairy beast tribe quests are super easy to do and get you a lot of experience, and they let you fly the piggy around. I have one of my own, but still. Oh yeah, you can get custom armor for your chocobos and everything. Some of it's made out of like the extreme boss gear and everything, which is why folks go after it. Or some of the bosses from drops from extreme bosses and whatnot. Like there's like armor based on all of the extreme bosses for your chocobos. If you don't like how the mount looks for it or whatever. Personally, I prefer using my using the boss material drops on weapons myself, but to each their own. Alright, that's one down. Now let's see. There's one quest over here where I need to go check on that sleeping pixie. First modded in Minecraft. Oh yeah, I remember they made like a mod. They made like a chocobo mod for Minecraft or whatever. They've made mods for pretty much everything in Minecraft, like, or not even mods anymore, because it's all about like the command block machines and resource packs and everything that can do basically anything you want to in game. And it's honestly really impressive, the kind of stuff that people have done. Like back in my day, the peak of Minecraft. Like back in my day, the peak of like Minecraft map engineering was Herobrine's Revenge. God. Anybody else remember like Herobrine's Mansion, Herobrine's Revenge, or like that old school era of Minecraft? People like freaking Sky Does Minecraft, Sunday, Beijing Canadian, etc. That was like my childhood, man. I've talked about it so many times before, but I remember when I was little, I would be like, I was obsessed with those YouTubers. I would like watch them on like the family iPad or whatever. But my grandparents heard that I was watching them, and they told my parents that they didn't really think it would be a good idea for me to watch them, considering the words they were saying. But then that just got me more invested, so I kept trying to find workarounds to actually watch it. And I remember at one point I found like the weirdest workaround through like a, it was like a Minecraft app that lets you download like iPad wallpapers or whatever. And it was also, it also had like a thing that lets you watch like Minecraft YouTube videos. But those videos, or like music videos, but those music videos were actually just a YouTube player opened inside the app. So I was able to watch it through that. Unfortunately, I'd blow my cover because every time I'd always act like I was doing something wrong. Which made it easy for my parents to spot if I was doing something bad. But it's the whole thing like a Streisand effect. When you try to censor information, it just makes people want to get a hold of it more and more. So when my parents banned me from watching those videos, I would just do everything in my power to try to get to watch them. For lesser knowns, Bevo J, Builder Direwolf. Huh. Haven't heard of those folks. There's the fungus cap. And that is level 80 with Reaper. Perchance to dream. Achievement unlocked. Now, firstly, let's head back to Yulmore and see if I can get my hands on that other another work to feed the beast and forge team. Oh, no kidding. Neat. Yeah, forge was the first thing that allowed using Minecraft modding. Let's see, here we go. Alright, so I need the Crypt Lurker's Vambrace, Crypt Lurker's Hosts, and Crypt Lurker's Solarettes. Oh, this is just straight up the augment. That's just straight up the augmented Crypt Lurker's gear. No wonder it's so much stronger. See if I can get my hands on some more of it for Summoner. Well, probably can't. Considering I just spent all my tomestones. Oh well. It's me, Mr. Dark Souls. The killing art. Off we go to Ul'dah. I remember reading notes of popular mod developers when I was way younger. I think it was from one of the various Herobrine mods. Yeah, you say various because there are too many to count at this point. Like, there are way too many of those Herobrine mods. A lot of them draw from the same source material of like the really old creepypastas and whatnot. I always kind of find it interesting that the like games like Friday Night Funkin' and whatnot are kind of like reviving older creepypastas. Like there was the whole one with Sonic.exe recently. I think actually that might have inadvertently got me thinking about Fleetway Supersonic, which is why I made the tweet and everything. And they also made, there was also one based on a bunch of the old Pokemon creepypastas. But specifically going over Hypno, Missing No, and, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and Lost Silver. Here, Brian, remember the Adam's Own Top Marks channel? But yeah, like the Pokemon creepypastas were some of my childhood, and I always found it so fascinating, despite the fact that I never grew up with Red and Blue. I just found the concept of Missing No so fascinating. Just like this glitched Pokemon that you had to access in a specific way. When I get my hands on him... Oh, Ender, listen, we found out where the boss is being held, but I'm warning you, the halibut isn't pretty. An envelope arrived at the headquarters this morning. I opened it, and inside was... Shite, inside was a letter written in blood. There's no doubting who it was. Orcus is reveling in his own cruelty. The letter says he's waiting for us at dusk vigil. God knows what he's going to do to her now. It's me, Mr. Dark Souls. Called out every able-bodied member of the family for this one. We're heading out as soon as everyone's assembled. Hello there! We're here, Herman. And more are waiting outside. We're ready to repay the debt we owe to Drusilla with our lives if we must. With souls courageous, hearts of hardened steel, for leaders' sake, for family's ideal. Into the demon's lair they soon shall tread, to end this terror foul, his reign of dread. The boss would beam with pride to see a group of cold-blooded killers. Alright, Ender, we're ready when you are, just say the word. It's getting when I imagine a room and hit under the covers for hours. It's a job for Reaper and a Reaper alone. Drusilla wouldn't want you throwing your lives away. Arsa has proven himself worthy time and time again. If you're going alone, take that with you. Her scythe? For the boss. No self-respecting Reaper can reap without their scythe. Alrighty then. Off we go. Now go and make Orcus rue the day he crossed into this world. You got it. I'll have to give him hell. But first I just realized I never went to go grab the level 80 class gear. I gotta go do that. Yeah, I gotta grab my level 80 class gear. For those of you that don't know, down here in the Shadowbringers territory, you go back down here to this little smith's abode, and you can get your level 80 class gear for your characters. You have to have completed the appropriate series of role quests for that class, but this is where you grab it. So many people in the cutscenes around him. The Demon Slicer. Oh, wait. Oh, that's just the... This is the gear I already have! That's straight up just the gear I already have. Like, there looks like there's no difference between the, like, the Deep Gold War Scythe and that. Same thing with the, like, there looks like there's no visual difference. Like, I'll claim it anyway, but still. Kind of a letdown. Let's see. Yeah, it just seems like the exact same gear. Man. Well, at the very least, I don't have to wear the helmet. At least emote a bit. Actually, how would I look with the, I actually just kind of want to put on the whole thing. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on the full harvester's thing, why not? Actually, no, it's slightly different. I think. Yeah, it's slightly different. Oh, I can dye this? Hmm. Let's give this a nice Dalamud red. Perfect. Alright, now I'm ready. After getting appropriately glamored up first, of course. Gotta look my best. We're off to go kill a demon. I can't go in there without looking snazzy. Gotta dress to impress, you know? Even if I'm dressing to impress a demon. Anyways, off I go on my Mecha Dragon. What are you talking about? I didn't even want to be part of that Fate game. We'll get there. Eventually. They're really making you think about this flight, huh? Hey, we're gonna be here a while. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for flying with Lenderwaf Airlines. Our flight will be descending shortly. At this time, please buckle your seatbelts and place all tray tables in the front upright position. We would also ask that you reset your chairs to their normal position. Thank you for flying with us. And just looking at like, There you are, Ender. My prize repast. Come forward. There you are. I can smell it. Your fear. Your hatred. Your tender marbled soul. My masterpiece ripe for the slaughter. I'll savor every bite, strip the flesh from your bones, crack them open to sup upon the marrow of your moors. How I hunger, how I thirst, enraptured by the thought of your sweet essence trickling down my throat. I have never suffered so in waiting, but beholding your magnificence I see it was worth every agonizing pang. I do not expect you to leap into my maw willingly, nor do I desire it. I want you to writhe and struggle until your dying breath. Oh yeah, for context, Drow, this guy is a void scent. Time to fight. Meaty slice. Nice attack name there, buddy. Nice try, Orcus. Gotta be better than that. The pig squirms and writhes. Stay still and let the chef's blade finish the job. Alrighty. Not really context if I don't know what that is. Oh, Void Scent's basically the Final Fantasy XIV equivalent of a demon. So basically he's a demon that wants to eat me. Long story short, the main lady who taught me how to be a Reaper, this demon here stole her grandfather's body because he essentially made a deal with it, and then the demon proceeded to slaughter her entire family except for her. And she only survived because of the fact that the demon ate her void scent. So yeah, the demon cannibalized her demon and she got off scot-free thanks to that. I can't die without a final meal. Very good. Defiance becomes you. Though it begins to bore me. A noise, rather. 'Tis past time you bared your belly for my blade. Prey's sole purpose is to satisfy. She's not dead yet! My word, your aim is terrible. I wasn't aiming for you! Ah! How? There should be nothing left of you! Should have learned to chew your food more thoroughly. Fools, the both of you! I won't die so easily! I don't want it to be easy. I gotta turn up the music. I love this track too much not to. Soul is ripe. I shall pluck it from your body before you get the chance. You gotta try harder than that, Orc. As I've done extreme fights. These patterns are nothing to me. Man, I love this boss theme. Come on, Orcus. You gotta be faster than that. Nice try, buddy. I know your tricks by now. Man, Reaper's so much fun to play. Impressive, Orcus, but I won't be outdone that easily. What's the matter, old man? Run out of steam already? You finished, Orcus! Yeah! No! He is dead! Well, more dead. Damned, I guess? No! The honor is yours, Drusilla. Thank you, Ender. Dripping with fear, boiled in hatred, I can still smell its exquisite aroma. Just a taste. Off with his head! Well, he dead. It is done. Let's get back to headquarters, Ender. Indeed. The evil has been vanquished. You really thought we'd die that quickly? Oh, ye of little faith. Boss, Ender. Sorry for causing you all no end to worry. In tracking me down, you risked life and limb, and for that I thank you, all of you. We didn't risk anything. We just sat here praying until you and Ender walked through the door. Don't be so hard on yourself, lass. I know each and every one of you would have joined him if he hadn't talked some sense into you. We owe you our lives, boss. We owed it to you to return the favor. You're more than I deserve. Who forces them they hold dear into a personal vendetta? Who leads their family to death? Arnis was no fool. He knew and accepted the risks. He placed his faith in you because he believed Orcus had to be stopped. And he was right. There will be no more victims to mourn. He helped you achieve that victory. It'd be enough for him, and it'll be enough for me. You're right. This ain't the time for sulking. Arnis will be the first to tell me that. Now's the time to honor his sacrifice, to toast those we have lost and those still by our side. And to thank the brave soul that led us here, that means you, Ender. Much as I'd like to take credit for Orcus's demise, it was a long, bloody road, but this marks the end of your first assignment as a Reaper. And what an assignment it was, eh? You might not be Garlean, but you sure tackled your task with a singular resolve that impressed the most hardened soldier. I'm proud to call you family. We may have founded the Lemurs to provide a home for wayward Garleans, but we're not so different, Garleans and Eorzeans. No great revelation that, but moments like these help put it all in perspective. This family was a dream that gave us the strength to survive in a strange land. But the beautiful thing about dreams, if you ask me, is that they can change. They can get better. So I say that from this day forward, the Lemurs will be united not by origin, but by purpose. Brothers and sisters bound by shared convictions. I don't think anyone will object to that, boss. The Lemurs are ready to welcome people of all stripes. Starting with you, Ender. Though it was all but official already, eh? Aye, here's to the birth of a new family, brother. Brother. What a day it's been, eh? Hope it'll be a while yet before I have the occasion to yammer on that much again. Too much talking's liable to put me in a sentimental mood or mirth make me dewy-eyed. So let's leave it at that. Ever get worried from the weight of the world on your shoulders? You know, the doors will always be open. If you need an ear to bend, a shoulder to weep on, or a stiff bottle to jump inside, I'll be right there, brother. Brother! As your avatar sups upon the souls of fallen foes, you become one with your void scent. New ability, Enshroud, the Death Gauge. The Shroud Gauge signifies the strength of your bond with your avatar. When the gauge is sufficiently filled, you can execute Enshroud to temporarily serve as a host to your avatar. Once enshrouded, the Death Gauge will display the time remaining to play host to your avatar, as well as your stacks of Lemur Shroud, which are consumed to use the powerful attacks such as Void Reaping and Communio. The soul gauge can be filled via the execution of certain weapon skills or by defeating enemies afflicted with death design. With sufficient souls stored in the gauge, you can execute actions such as Bloodstalk, Grim Swathe, or Glut. Yeah, I already know that one. The death gauge is the new one. If you're wondering why I'm still using the earring, it increases the experience earned by 30% with level 80 and below. So even if you're using a class that's level 80, you still want to use the ability. Or use it. Let me just move the death gauge. There. That looks good. Alrighty. Now let's see if I can get a level 80 raid to test this out in. Well, actually, nah. First, I should go. I'll go test it at a training dummy at the. Yeah. So Gibbet, Gallows, and Guillotine increase the shroud gauge. Alrighty. As soon as it loads. There we go. Alright, so let's test this. Yep, that increases the soul gauge. And then killing enemies marked by death's design will also do the trick. Ba, 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 ba. And then I have become one with the Reaper! Okay, that looks sick! Yo, Ender be going nuts right now! Just, Ender is going sicko mode! Let's see that again. Just one more. I am Death! Destroyer of worlds! Man, that's cool. And then, yeah, and then the main upgrades after this are at level 88, you get access to Plentiful Harvest, which increases the Shroud gauge by 50 but consumes all stacks of Immortal Sacrifice. I do not know what Immortal Sacrifice actually is. Yeah, and then Communication is the last effect you can activate before your Lemur Shroud expires. Okay, so Arcane Circle grants Circle of Sacrifice, and then from there, that lets you, let's see, grant Circle of Sacrifice. When you or your party members under this effect successfully land a weapon skill or cast a spell, you may gain a stack of Immortal Sacrifice up to a maximum of 8. Alright, yeah. And then Plentiful Harvest consumes 1 stack of Immortal Sacrifice, and the potency increases up to 800 as you gain stacks. Okay, cool. So Plentiful Harvest ties into Arcane Circle. Nice. Anyways, let's queue up for some raids and see if I can actually get the, oh! Instant queue. How much do you want to bet it's one of the level 71s? Like, this ain't gonna be level 80, watch. I just feel it. Also, the scythe actually looks really nice with the detailing. Gosh dang. Alright, let's see. Where are we going? Where are we going? It's one of the level 60s. Gosh dang it. Ah, well. Alrighty, off I go. Well, one person's new, so at least I get a bonus. That's nice. For those of you that don't know, you get a bonus to the amount of poetics you get after a dungeon or raid if one of the party members hasn't completed it yet. It's a nice way to help incentivize helping out newer players, even if it's not necessarily out of the goodness of your heart. Stabby, stabby. There we go. Alright, great, they both got tank stance on. Oh well. Yum. Scythe spin. Alrighty, off we go. Hit him with 2 of these, and then start going to town. Electricity. But yeah, hope everybody's having a great night tonight. Again, I do apologize about the later start to stream, but because of finals and everything, haven't really had as much time to like get stream going early or on time or whatever, because I've mostly been focusing on like homework and such. You know how it is. Ah, boy. We better kill this thing quick. Yeah, because it resists stun and the self-detonate's gonna kill everybody if we don't. Kill it! Man, cut that close. Alrighty. Well, that was not what I was looking for. But, oh well. Let's see. Everything got added to the regular rates tab. Yeah, why not? Might as well queue up for some of the early Eden stuff while I'm going through the story. That way I might have, might get something to do. Never know. So now in the meantime, it's time to do story stuff. Oh, never mind. Well, at least I got one queue to see how Reaper works in actual dungeon setting. Never mind. Anyways, off to Old Charlian. For just some reason at the bottom of the teleport list, I don't know why. Alrighty. But yeah, this is essentially the new hub area for the game now. Old Charlian. So if I remember correctly, for story progress, I was going to go meet Alize at the last stand and get some food. Alright, cool. Busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Talafrai. Might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alright, so Alize is now accompanying for quest objectives. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully ask that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We are simply wondering if you knew of the Telafri, these enemies of peace that promised an end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that House Levieur girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a foreigner. I had heard you were disowned for helping others outside indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Yikes. Harsh. Can I not just steal his briefcase? What's even in that thing? Jackass. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telafri and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levieur! My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Forshalt that I was helping you... I see. We're very sorry to have bothered you. Yikes. Not a word. Ooh? Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mr. Alize I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, owner of The Last Stand. I used to frequent this cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing you and Master Alphanov had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levieur. No matter how discreet Master Forshalt may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? You have questions, and only Charlian has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find, information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlian, aren't you? Indeed I am. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server, with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? I've done more menial tasks before in this country. That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea is set for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Makode gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Okay. So first, this group ordered the tea. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. Tell me, have you heard? The Telafri? Sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you want to hear about about ritual arcane practices of the 6th astral era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Gisla ordered the omelet. Ah, finally, 2468. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What, the Telafri? Ah, yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old seamless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. And they ordered the lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. Must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of sorts. Travel the world procuring things we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folks who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. By all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telophorai make good on their audacious threats, then many uncategorized rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. So it seems like at least some people understand that the end of days is upon us. I'm gonna try to see if the game's gonna let me queue for those. Alright. Night, Rao. You have a good one. Stay safe now. Hope you feel better. Time to cut Remove down to size. Oh, I am here with one of the Reaper. Oh, what weapon's that? Huh. Neat. Alright, crippling blow. Alright, the Stratospheres. This one you gotta get behind the shorter one. Yeah, I meant to get closer to the edge. Still technically got it. Right, grab 2 with surge protection. And now time to reap! Death! And it's over. Big sad. It seems like sadly your Reaper form does not last for long. But fortunately, it doesn't seem that difficult to grab it again. I'm fine. Although our other Reaper seems to be having a bit of a hard time. Time to rip a tear! Oh! Well, I ripped a tear in the fabric of reality. On accident. In completely the wrong place. Ah well. Murder! 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 Ah, dang it, forgot to grab surge protection. Fortunately, thanks to Bloodbath, I'm all set again. Ah yes, time to run around avoiding lightning bolts like crazy. Frantic boss fight! Frantic boss fight! Running in circles to avoid getting hit. Bonk. Bonk. Okay, thankfully they got their storm clouds over to that side, so we can just stay here and be fine. Stabby, stabby. Yum. Seems like I still got it in terms of dodging ability. Of course I got it, still got it in terms of dodging ability. I granted all of the Shadowbringer's extremes for Christ's sake. I think I know what I'm doing. Yep, over here. Grab some more insulation, just in case, and we good. Alrighty, nice. Even if the rest of the party might not know how to do the fight, I could do it just fine. Honestly, Reaper feels like so much fun to play. Like, it's similar to a lot of the other, like, it's similar in playstyle to, like, a lot of high-level melees, like Samurai, don't get me wrong, but it feels distinct. Like, it feels distinct in its playstyle to the point where I'm not necessarily retreading old ground. And I missed my gallows. Oh well. But yeah, honestly, this is such a fun class. Like, both this and Scholar are so much fun to play. Like, just in terms of their kit. Hey, nice, everybody survived that time. Grab your insulation. Grab your insulin. Why in the... Alright then, I'm just going to go ahead and ignore the tank LB. That was odd. Did he just not feel like doing the mechanic? I am so very confused. But I mean, hey. Hey, I got 2 player commendations for staying alive. I did it. I'd like to imagine those are both the healers commenting me just, congratulations, you actually managed to stay alive. But yeah, Reaper, hella fun. Anyways, hello Alize. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Learned a little bit. Not much. Interesting. See, they seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. I mean, I'm more of a booze guy myself in canon for my character, but whatever. But let's enjoy a drink somewhere, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and wagging tongues. Always a good idea. After all, given what we've previously learned, people aren't exactly, too shy about, talking gossip around you, Alize. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Well, this is nice.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant.
Man, game, you're really tugging at my heartstrings already, huh?
Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Archaeon? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say.
Then again, it's never really an easy answer.
Never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently.
Man.
It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Poor Alice. Huh.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos?
A vast complex beneath the island.
Ah.
Archaeon is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, That knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Oh.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Yes.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Then let's say we go investigate. How are we gonna get there? We can't exactly swim. Well, I mean, actually we can. Alphino can't. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go head up to Numeron and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. I mean, yeah, he probably would. I'd imagine he would be none too pleased about some random lady who he hasn't seen for several dozen years stealing his coffee cups. There's a quest out here. Wonder what it is for. Hello there, random person at this secluded plane of land. What are you doing up here? Beg pardon, good sir. Can scarce help but notice the sightseeing log on your person. Would you happen to be the adventurer my niece wrote about, would you? Ah, so it is you. Please make your acquaintance. I'm Babinth Ironheart, Milith's aunt and seasoned explorer. Be a dear and hand me that log of yours. Milith told me about how she wanted to help you embark on explorations of your own, so it's only right that I share some of my wisdom with you. Should be all set. Jot down everything I've heard about the most remarkable vistas the realm has to offer. A few notes I've shared are not but rumors, but some describing locales so fantastical I can barely believe they exist. Ah, the sightseeing log expansion. Cool. Man, they really couldn't have made the city bigger if they tried, huh? Like, none of the other locales feel as massive as Old Charlian. Like, this area honestly feels so much larger than some of the other ones we've explored so far. Not that I'm complaining. I kind of like it. Gives us some time to take in the sights. Listen to the beautiful music. And question what evil plots the country is planning. What evil plots are being plotted by the plotters who are plotting our demise. Anyways, hi Kryl. Cutscene. Welcome back, Ender. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Explaining animation. Fade to black. Cut back in when people have information. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and cargo certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As your Stolem observed earlier, Nomoran's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with Ender and Alize learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure most Charlians know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are somehow certain that the destructive being perpetuated by the Telophori is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it is stretched to conclude the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive of our questions. Anything would be better than burying in my head in another dusty book. I understand not everyone is the studious type. Consider this a welcome change of pace, then. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you all later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. How studious of him. Well then, time to bust into a government institution. Stand at the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Time to break into a government institution the only way we know how. Alrighty, Ifrit, break the door down. What do you mean you can't? Ah, damn it, that's right. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alize and try not to fall behind. Off we go then. It said Alize sets off at a brisk walk. This is not brisk. Hey, this is rather slow if you ask me. She's RP walking. Trying to find... What button is the RP walk button again? Trying to find the RP walk button, but I can't. Now we run. Try to keep up. Ah, okay, there we go. This is a lot smoother. Also, this doesn't seem like that complex of a path. Keep to the path straight ahead. It feels like they were just trying to show off their AI friendship tech. Now you can truly feel like the savior of Eorzea with your friends at your side. Ah, yes. I mean, it makes sense that Labyrinthos is connected to the Forum. Seeing as this is where most of the information on the whole of Old Charlian is stored. It would make sense. The Restara, not far now. Here we are, through the door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Oh, trust me, Alize. I went and attuned to all the shards first thing when I got here. Here, you need not worry. Also, they really just allow anybody to waltz into the Restara, huh? Why is there a chocobo keep here? Is the Restara really that massive? Alright, I'll bite. We're all here now. Yes, I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Man, does this area so large, it's really got its own mount usages? Let's see. Guess we'll find out. Labyrinthos. Whoa.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Oh, wait! This was something that they showed off in the,
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves. And this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms.
Thank you, Amitselk.
A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation.
Ah, the sheepies.
Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge. A growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Except the elevator's obviously right there. Man. Everybody thought at the time that this was revealed this was like some kind of moon colony. But no, this is just underneath Charlian. God damn. Gotta give a hand to the architects. They certainly know what they're doing down here. The music is so nice as well.
I must admit, the artifice is very convincing.
That it
I
is.
assure you that we are beneath Charlian itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma.
Oh.
It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued.
That makes sense. So if it was an area meant for magma storage, the area was already hollowed out by the time the architects found it. And so they were converted into this sort of underground biodome. Seems like it.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Although I doubt they'd be too keen to answer our questions.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Kryl, are you quite alright?
Did you call to me just now?
No?
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
Could
I'll
Kryl
be
be
fine,
being
I'm
called to
sure.
by Hydaelyn?
Let's get to work, shall we?
Because Hydaelyn's first response to anybody always feels like they're being called. You know, the iconic hear, feel, think. Apart from that, I could think of naught else that would be calling to Kryl. Good grief, they have multiple freaking aetherites down here as well! Man, they sure made the most out of the small few areas they revealed. Good grief. Hello, sir! You wanna know what I'm doing? I'm hauling books and war, and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort of tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before. They did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Interesting. So orders suddenly show up out of nowhere on a mass scale, so much more than anywhere else. Peculiar. Let me think. The rare seeds should be item 1058, Chuman Seeds, 1059, Snowberry, 1060, or was it 1061? My head feels like it's stuffed with Moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once or risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Corothan carrots for Girabonian carrots? What then? So they're shipping things not only into Labyrinthos, but out as well. Strange. You were to give me a help or give me more headaches, because if you don't have the look of a gleaner, I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he could tumble and crash into the pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. So, the gleaners are exhausted from the task, which does make sense. Peculiar. Any luck, Ender? What tales did the gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning. As for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right, the forum's definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who's tasked them to do it. If you're a game ender, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help them capture said creatures, it might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I'll turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! I'm here to help with your marmot problem. I see I will pay you for services, but if offering out the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Name's Ernville, friend. Special in the collection of live specimens. They said they capture these Nixian marmots as a trial I've no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the stack. Gently, of course. You said everyone hesitate to prey on a marmot or you. It does make sense. If you are from Eorzea, it does make sense, and they are terrifying. Why do people keep these things down here? I mean, I know species preservation and all, but it feels like having some of the larger creatures in the same place as the smaller ones is going to end up with survival of the fittest taking its course, you know? Hello there, mouse. Hey! No! You get off that, you hear? You want some too? Fine then. Chirp, squeak. Barely have you readied the sack when the grizzled mouse scampers into the underbrush. Gosh dang it. Get back here! Yeah. Where'd the damn mouse go? Where is it? There it is. Gosh dang it. Where's the other one? Oh, you're new. A hunting troll. We do a little bit of trolling. Squeak. Get in the sack! Road nimbly evades your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. God damn it! Yes, hello, troll. Where is this accursed thing, and why want to get in the damn sack? Bruh. Where are you? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is that where it is? There's a ton of trolls being spawned in that spot, so... But those are 86s, not my level. So I don't think that's where I have to go. At least I hope it's not. Ah, here we go. Now, you! Get in the sack! Squeak, squeak! More prepared for its speed this time, your success in closing the sack over the elusive quarry. There we go. Alright, that's the mouse caught. Now back I go with my motorcycle. Bap. Bap, bap. Bap, bap, bap. How'd you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Ah, there's the armored out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Man, the music was making me sleepy. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to capture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. What will you do with the marmots now? That's for the Forum to decide. They're the guiding authority behind Labyrinthos, after all. This job was but one small part of the great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption, easy to breed. Those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum's plan for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Ender. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for the lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late has not entirely sat well with us. That's why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hope that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and encloses to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer more for your services. You learn anything new from our friend there? So we confirmed that the order for this ambiguous operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered when the operation began. The Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to great work some 4 days after the Telafari made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners kept abreast of news every corner of the world out if necessary, thus I'm inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives us the distinct impression that this was an undertaking with a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making, but they were awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telafari's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. Good call. In that case, how about we head to the Archaeon? From there we can reach the lower... Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descents left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it, then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaeon. We followed the path east through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse, or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Honestly, my 2 working theories for what's happening to Kryl at the moment are either A, that she's being called to by Hyland for some reason, which would make sense. But I can't recall if Kryl had the Echo before, I don't think so. The only other idea I have is that she could theoretically be, because a long time ago, Kryl was potentially going to be made into a clone of, I don't think it was Xenos. Kryl was supposedly going to be made into one of those like weird clone things or whatever the heck that Xenos' group were experimenting with back in Stormblood. I wonder if they're going to come full circle with that. If so, then that'll be interesting. Pull that plot point back out. Behold, the Archaeon. As Numenon serves as a Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples of its specimens, as well as detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering declaration to the accumulation of knowledge. Knowledge. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let's proceed to the main building and speak with the custodian. We gotta go talk to the janitor. Greetings, we are here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not Gleaners. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldesion, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Huh. Not us, then. I suppose we'd better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? The service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. Wait, so this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time, it'll be too late. We were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let's step outside for a moment, shall we? Man, they really don't want us going downstairs. Students of Baldessian. Now, Stoll's got a good idea. Make use of the necessity of labor in order to get a lift down. What's that? Take you down and lift with me? Sorry, not a chance. I've been up and down all day now. I finally have a spare moment to rest. Did see a clear fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack and engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever he's doing. Man, this music is so relaxing. Right, taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archaeon, even though we were told. Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. No record of such a creature anywhere, but was wandering around the tranquility, so we must donate to the vaults. Squeal! Squeal! I was a little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. Imagine it's just a Lalafell in there. Just kidnapped like Kryl or somebody. Just by the 12, you kidnapped a damn Lalafell. Let's see. Urnville. Hello there, friend. Quiet, you'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm very in the middle of another task. The cloud kid I need to capture is close. Very close. I can help you with that. You were telling me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well, the canal here is often a gathering spot for birds of all kinds. One after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, its cry is a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with a sleeping dart. The effects are short-lived, so lie in wait on the river waiting to claim our quarry. Make sure you hit the right one. Alrighty. So it was green feathered with a distinctive caw. There we go. That's probably it. Just said it had green feathers with a distinctive caw. Got it. Nice. First try. Let's go.
Fair shot.
Thank you kindly.
Nicely done.
Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations? So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Good point.
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose.
Might mess with the ecosystem.
Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties.
Ah, so that's why stuff's going out of here.
Not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Below?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth.
Indeed.
Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill?
Possibly.
I wasn't afforded an
I wasn't
explanation.
afforded an explanation.
Of course he wasn't.
But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
Oh, they're trying to set up an apocalypse bunker for the final days.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations.
It is a noble endeavor.
Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Worry
Perhaps
not,
you might
friend.
reward us after a fashion, then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be
Impossible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift.
I will of course
Follow
follow
after
to
to make
my
a report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed.
You'd probably forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
Huh.
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the Medial Circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
Alrighty then. And we go to the mines, I guess.
But consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Goodbye, bunny boy.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Indeed. Turning back seems nary an option when we've already come this far in. Underground place can even produce fog in realistic weather conditions. Gotta give a handy to the people that created this place. They certainly did a good job. Yeah, I should probably be getting on a bike. It'll make the journey a lot smoother. For the whole several feet that I have to drive. This must be it, the entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures honed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though it might be wise to leave some distance between us, don't want us stumbling over when it comes to a fight. Take it slow, and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We may begin at the end of the tunnel. Got it. If I take it slow, you mean drive a motorcycle through the tunnel, I getcha. Man. Talk about one hell of an expansion. This tunnel's bloody massive. I've been jumped! However, the enemies seem to be very easy to kill, particularly because I've actually went and upgraded all my stuff. I'm at like eye level 520 right now, which is not what they expect. At least that's my guess anyway, that they don't expect you to be eye level 520. Yeah, balance the difficulty for the average player, not the high-end raider. Bam. I must say though, the music here is very nice. It's all calming and whimsical. Topaz disaster! Let's see. And here we are, the lower level exit, just as they said. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us right to the Medial Circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Ernville's assumption holds true, the specimens there are being collected in preparation for a great migration. They should see the evidence of such plans at the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we shall see. That's a snack. That's a level 90 snack. It's a very aggressive snack. I'm not going near the snack. Living leaf monsters. Straight egg, straight garlic. Alright, let's take a look around. This is one of the agricultural areas. Oh yes, the low poly grapes! I saw that meme going around a little while ago. The grape diamonds. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Medial Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed the Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. They've recently developed a new form of technology to cubify grapes, truly magnificent. More notable successes might make it to Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? So you can coax on the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Now with the use of the lift being restricted, how'd you make it down here anyway? The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're much harder your soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has this filling order lists a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, was met with vague assurances that it would all be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Indeed. Do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop the hill over there. God's hauling the lot up the slope was a job and a half. Huh. So some of it's earmarked to go up, while the rest of it is marked to go down. But yes, these are the grape diamonds. Early access, folks. What crops we're raising? Well, as you can see, this is one variety of grape. You can tell that it comes in a diamond shape. It's very peculiar. It only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos is modeled, a region in the south of Ilsbard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for a myriad of flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which turn to transition to a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested as you might expect. It used to be called Corvus before the Imperials renamed it Locus Amoenus. Amogos? The Forum saw not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos, since it provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. So we know what this place is based off of now, at least, and it does make sense given the varied environments we've seen so far. I have yet to see snow here, but I'm sure given enough time we will find some. The variety in flora and fauna here certainly is something to be admired. Labels on these crates tell the story of their contents, bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Let's go snooping through the documents, shall we?
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Oh.
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders.
Huh.
Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild.
Huh.
With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos.
Yikes.
Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration.
I'd imagine. A lot of grey heart blooms
As an
then.
avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the heart bloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings. Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
Indeed.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Archaeon? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
Now what's he doing coming out of the
A little
Archaeon?
difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right.
Oh right, he was coming down to make a report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow then?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with it. If you're not comfortable taking part.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on.
Indeed.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
He has not left the same spot.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move.
I can almost reach you.
Who is Kryl trying to reach? Mysterious. Kryl feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We can't let our quarry slip away. Erenville is head westwards along the path outside the Archaeon. Come on, we can still catch him. Why'd you guys run that way if the path is this way? Oh, whatever. Well, I guess probably because they didn't want to jump off a cliff. That's probably it. Yum. Hold on a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Luxtron Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, which one could access the upper and lower tiers. Maybe if I were an agent of the Forum, I could make for a convenient meeting place. But if we happen to find Erenville in company of said agents, we can't expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness! I suppose that works. Ribbit. Unaccustomed to transfiguration, worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along to catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic is fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait for me here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap in the jaws of a predator as anything else. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You've changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. Brilliant. Alright then. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Alpha Toad and Alitoad are now accompanying you. Alpha Toad and Alitoad. Off we go on our froggy way. Do not question the procession of frogs. We assure you we are just frogs and nothing else. Also, don't mind that the carbuncle shrunk as well. Did he? I feel like the carbuncle shrunk as well. If so, then that's adorable. Well, this begs the question, could Y'shtola not have made us look more like the local flora and fauna? As opposed to, you know, bog standard toads that are going to stand out more than anything else? Oh, they're likely over at the bridge. Plop, 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 plop. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Alpha Toad attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understand he's telling you this is the wrong way. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Alitoad turns to face the north. Perhaps she is suggesting you cross the bridge. As expected, the two are arguing about the surroundings. Off we go, hopping in sync. Ah, here we go. The frogs.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
He's got a point. They deserve an explanation.
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the forum.
You seem to be conveyed to the forum. That means ultimately nothing's gonna happen, probably.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Dang!
While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Yay! He supports us. Consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Wait! How did you
You
know
know it was
us?
us. Because we got to
If you aim to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
He's got a point there. That and also, I hadn't seen a single variety of that kind of toad present within this area thus far. So, therefore, an invasive species probably wouldn't be too welcome in Labyrinthos. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlene has been called to action, and the Telafri's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient importance to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. Indeed. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear we'll learn nothing by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment, see what they think of this. Yeah, that was a big yawn. Excuse me. Actually, I feel like since we just completed the quest line, now would actually be a good time to wrap up stream for tonight. We got pretty far at the end of the day. And saw a lot of new stuff, as well as got Reaper up to level 80, which was the main thing I was looking to do on stream. But, yeah. I'll have 14 up earlier tomorrow, so that way we can start getting to stream on, get to stream, like, actually on time, you know? Yeah, but for now, let's go ahead and find someone to raid, shall we? Let's go ahead and raid Queenie, why not? Oop. For those of you who don't know who Queenie is, they are a variety streamer here on Twitch. They play a bunch of different games, and it looks like tonight they are playing Halo the Master Chief Collection. In addition, they are also helping with the Thankmas charity for storytellers, so let's go ahead and say hi to them. Let's see, as for the raid message, let's do... Beam Brigade is charging in with a Void-Sent Blood-Soaked Scythe and the theory on the plot of the forum. I will see you guys next time. Bye!